All right, so I'm going to go through, and because we've had a lot of different changes to take place regarding our app, and if you've gotten the app and have not upgraded it, first and foremost, you need to do that. To get our app, whether you have an Android or an iPhone, does not matter. You go to your store, whatever that store is. If you have an Android, of course, that's a Google store. If you have an iPhone, of course, that is the Apple store. And you go to the search area and type Akana Lifestyle. And you should see the app, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like as I pull up my phone. Now, what I'm going to show you here, of course, I have an iPhone. So a lot of times there are a little bit, differences as it relates to that. But you still should be able to do everything that I'm doing on the iPhone. You should be able to do it on your Android. You just may have to look at whatever things that might be a little different. So when you go to the App Store, let's start there, and you type in there Akana Lifestyle. That's what it looks like here with that A. So for those of you that do not have the app, and let me suggest that every person that you bring into Akana from this point on, this should be one of the #1 steps that you address with them, is to download the app, okay? And as you can see, it's downloaded. So for me, it's already downloaded, so that's why it says open. But for someone else, it will want them to go here and actually download that app. All right? So once it's downloaded, now you'll see it on your phone, wherever you have all of your apps stored. If you're a person like me who has a bunch of them, it may not be on the first page and I'm sliding pages over, right? So you want to put it wherever you want it. Also, let me say this. If you have, for those of you that may not know this, if you have apps that you use all of the time and they're on page 4 or 5 or 3, you can move those apps from where they are to be accessible to you right there in the front. How do you do that? You take your finger and you hold and press the app. And again, I'm using an iPhone. And when you press that, any app, it doesn't matter which one, if you hold it and press it, you got to hold it, press it down until it does like it's just doing now. And then guess what? At that point, you barely touch the apps and you can move them. So the same way I just moved it from one to the next, to the left, to the right, is the same way you can move it from one page to another page. You would just have to slide it so that it's more accessible to you. Just thought I'd give you that tip. Okay, so now let's open up the app. And our Akana app is full of information, full of lots of stuff. So if you want to use the app, if you're on, trying to use your phone and you're checking out some things and you're checking out some things on your Akana website, you now have access to everything on your Akana asset through what says here, Office. The Office is actually your Akana website. So if you're just downloading the app for the very first time, the only way that you can get into the app is to use your email and password. The same email and password that you have when you log into your Akana website anywhere. If you do it on your tablet, if you do it on your computer, your laptop, your desktop, whatever. That's how you get into the app. The same email and the same password. Now, this app can be used on your tablet. It doesn't have to just be your phone. You can access it on your tablet as well. So now that's Office. That's what Office is for. The next tile that we have here is called Quick Send. When you press Quick Send has the things that you want to be able to send to someone quickly. That's the term Quick Send, right? So if you have a customer or And I'm just scrolling up the page, a distributor or a flat belly prospect, which is something we just recently added. These can be done very quickly, and that's why they're under quick send. And then if you scroll to the right, you see more of them. So you don't see them all here. If you scroll, I'm moving my finger to the left to see the rest of them, or you have the option of what it says here, see all. And if I want to see, I've got a customer that I'm a potential customer and I want to send them a video because these are the tools that we teach you how to use. You don't want to talk. You don't want to say everything about the flat belly lifestyle. You don't want to tell them everything about all the testimonials, but you have the tools here. So if I press see all, now I can see all of them without having to scroll, right? So now the same videos that you just saw in the presentation, many of them are right here. And so if I wanted to tell somebody, don't wait for the crisis, I'm going to press this particular video with my finger and it opens up. And now if I want to play it, okay, it won't let me play it right here on this Zoom, but it'll play on your phone. The other option is to press it. And let me go to one of these others. You can all play all of these. And for my phone, if I do decide to play it, I actually can turn my phone sideways and it'll play it and fill up the whole screen. So most of you, if you have videos that you play with your phone in the vertical position, turn your phone sideways and then you can play it in the horizontal position and it fills up the whole screen. And I'll show you, in case your phone doesn't do that, remind me, make sure I show you exactly where you can go to make that change to make sure it does that. All right, so that's the see all. Now, if I come back to here and let's say I want to do these, if I do the see all, as you see, I wasn't able to share it. So when I come back to the main screen here where it says customer prospects, and I pick any one of these videos, I have a share button right here. So now I can click share. And now I have options. I can send it to a person that's, their name is across the top, or I can send it to them messenger, through text messages, through email, through WhatsApp. You got all these different options. And some of you just need to start playing with these things, send it to yourself, and notice that you're able to do it in all these ways really, really quick. You just met somebody, you're sitting there at the car lot with somebody, you're getting your car repaired. Hey, can I send you a video real quick? Bam, they got time to watch it right there in their phone. Or you also have the option, and if I move this page up, all I'm doing is taking my finger, scrolling up. You see you have another option to actually copy. And all that does is copies the actual link of that particular video. And now you could go to your email portion of your phone, if you're going to do it that way, and paste it. Okay. Now, but you did have the option of actually doing that share right there. You could have gone to the mail, but you, of course, to do any of these, you'd have to have your mail client, whether that's Gmail or Yahoo or whatever, set up on your phone. Okay.
Hey, Dr. Roz, before you go in that quick send, I'm looking at it now. It has Melissa's detox. Let me see. It has Melissa's detox preparation. Can you add Willie Mooney's in there? Because when I have men, I like to share both of those so that it's at quick access under where it says detox preparation.
I don't know what Willie Mooney's detox preparation is. The only thing I saw Willie do was make a meal.
Okay, I'll send the link that I'm talking about because I usually like to send Melissa's and Mooney's.
Okay,
right behind
hers. This one is not just Melissa's. This one is
the one that you did, right?
This is with Melissa and talking about the Herxheimer and all of that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yep.
Okay. But yeah, send me that link and we can definitely add that to the flat.
Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Anything that we need to be able to access stuff quickly, that's what we want here. Okay, so that's the quick send. Now, resources, It's just been upgraded regarding our height and weight converter. It wasn't working for a minute, but it is back working now. So we press that and then we say open. And this is for those of you that are wellness coaches and you're out and about and you don't want to have to pull up your paperwork. You don't want to have to pull up your own calculator. You just put in their height, 5 feet, 4 inches, and their 250 pounds and hit the word convert, bam, and it does it for you for centimeters and kilograms for your paperwork. No more having to think about it, figure it out. You can do it real quick right there in your app. All right. Now, anytime you go to some of these things on your app, once you're done, you want to go back. And if you don't see the backwards arrow, you have to look very closely at the very top where you see Akana Lifestyle right there. That's how you go back to a previous page, close out of that one. And then we see all the rest of the stuff under resources. Basically, these are a lot of educational things that you could send to somebody about the essential oils, about anything that's listed here. Also, a presentation that can actually be downloaded or opened up and played on your phone. Now, you won't get videos because you can't play the videos. This will all be static or like a PDF version of it. And then product info. All of the products aren't here, but a number of products are here that if you needed to pull up one and be able to show somebody, again, the easiest way is to share it directly to them. This is our Relief Rollerball. Just press the word share, and there you go. Now you can send that information to them because they may ask you a question. Well, what's in it? Well, what's this? It's all on the website, of course. But again, here's an easy method for you to be able to send that information to them. And then we've got some information about our rewards that you heard in the previous presentation, Fast Start, the information about the actual compensation, how you can earn up to 40% commission. You'll run into somebody maybe who is a networker and they're into knowing what the compensation is. Okay, those kinds of things. So here you have just some quick slides that you can actually send that person. And then different products, pictures of them, just for you to use. Some of these you might want to use just to post yourself on your own Facebook page or your Instagram or your social media page or Nextdoor, whatever it is you use. These are high quality resolutions that were put in here regarding different areas. And again, very easy to do, just share or download them. And when you download them, it'll ask you, do you want to add it to your photos? Previously, you would have to download them to an area in your phone, but now you're able to download them right into your picture file. Wherever you have your photos, that's where it's going to download. But of course, you've got to give your phone to give permission to do that. But it's a much, much better place for it to be actually in your photos, because then you can do whatever you want to do with them. That's all of resources. Now, the next thing you see on the app is your calendar. Okay, so the calendar loads up and it shows you every event that is done on the corporate level. Every event that's done on the corporate level. That's what we do on whatever day of week. What we do on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Whatever days the corporate has. It doesn't have to do with what's being done personally on your team. Although, sign up here at the top. So if you click that plus sign, guess what? Yep, you can create an event. Now, that event may not be posted on everybody's calendar, but it'll be posted on your calendar, all right, to remind you of that event. But basically, you want to always keep up with what's going on the corporate level. And that way, you can just pick a certain date if you're not sure. As you see, here it is, the 16th of March. It's showing what's taking place on Saturday, the Saturday overview. It has the meeting ID, it has the password, and it actually has the link to actually click to go to that. And if I were to take my finger, I could copy it, or I could press this one, the link itself, and copy. Now, notice it opened it up, so I got to close that. But anytime you do that, but if you press it hard enough and just copy, I still did it, but you got to hit that copy. So it's a little something to the touch. Then you press the word copy. You got to do it pretty quickly. And then you can paste that to somebody in a text message at the last minute. They didn't get what the link was, and you're able to send that to them. You also see right here, this little V, sideways V. Everything means something. So if I press that sideways V, now it lets me copy that whole message. Okay, so that's a new added feature where now I can send somebody a message and I click. Let's see if it's going to take too long through the Zoom. Sometimes Zoom slows the process down a little bit. There it is. Look what it did. This is the message that it's going to send that person, the entire event information. Saturday Zoom, the password, and I would probably go in here and kind of clean it up a little bit and press in front of some of these things, like in front of the Z, and I would hit return. So it's not so jumble, but it's going to all be there for you either way. You want to make it a little easier for people to read, however you choose to do that. And now all you got to do is just who you want to send it to. There you go, right? So let me go through that process again. That was from using this little sideways V right there. And it gave me the option, I pressed it, of sending a message, sending it by email, the same choices that you had earlier. Now you have it with your calendar. All right, so now let's go, and again, pick any date. Any date, you can see what's going on that particular date. I just picked the 19th. It shows the Diamond Factory. There's the phone number and everything, and there's Rebound with Akana. So most of the events that we have, if we have new events that come on board for the entire company, then you'll see those here in the calendar. Now, while I'm talking about the calendar is also going to give you notifications when it's time for a certain event. And that's what's down here at this bell. You see it says +9. Some of you probably says +50, +100, because you've never gone down here to delete these events that were notified to you. And it was just trying to remind you. So when I press that, you see I've got 9 that have been here. These are about all the events that have taken place. It's sending you a notification, right? But after you get so many, you don't want to see them. Now, unfortunately, you can't delete them all the pages. If you have hundreds of them, you're going to have to delete them page by page. But how do you do that? Take your finger and press them till they turn that color. Press it. You got to do them like that, one at a time. Yeah, one at a time. Sorry about that. I've
When I
asked for
press
it.
mine, it clicks on it, Dr. Roz. It doesn't highlight it.
You got to press it harder.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference.
You got to press it
Ooh-wee.
harder. And then when you press them, go right here to the top. Once you get them all lit up, little trash can right here in the right corner, bam, they're all gone. So now if you got pages of those, you can only do them pages at a time, but you want to do that because you're just tired of looking at all those notifications. Yes. Okay. So those are notifications. They're just reminders to tell you what is taking place at this particular time. They usually kind of come up and we probably ignore them, but that's how you clean that up. The next tile is your contacts. So if I press contacts, now you have an option here. What the contacts is really good for is you're out and about and you just met somebody, bam. And instead of writing it on a piece of paper, you got your phone. So now I'm going to go and hit this little plus sign here. And, oh, what's your name? Bam, put your name, first name, last name, phone number, email, and what type, are they hot or cold? Well, they're probably hot right now because you just met them. So just make them hot and save that contact. And now you don't have to look for that piece of paper or that business card. You've got that contact right there with you, and you can go back and do what you need to do with them later. If they get cold, each contact that's listed here, if you take your finger and swipe, you can swipe to the left and it's cold. You can swipe to the right and they're hot. Okay, so either way you do it is up to you. And then if I press their name, guess what? I can go straight to that contact because I said, okay, when I get home, or I'm going to send them a video or whatever, whenever you're going to do it. But guess what? Now you got the contact right there, and you have the option of calling them. You have 3 dots there. You can do send them a message by text, send them an email, and remember, I'm still going back to that Akana lifestyle to get back to the next page, or put it in a trash can. So that's for when you're immediately meeting contacts. The other option, of course, is you got 3 little lines, triangular lines here, and if I press them, I can actually import contacts from my phone, from my customer base that is in my website, or from my downline. Just know that once you do that, it's going to ask you to import all of them. So if you don't want all of them, then don't put them all in there, because then it'll fill up your whole thing with all these contacts that you may or may not be using right then. I like it better for just being able to get those people that I'm meeting now, or people that I'm starting to address right now, or the people that I know that are moving, like Bernadine say, the folks who ready to run. Those are the ones I really want there. Okay. Let's go back now. News. News is listing any special news that we might have. Right now, there's a newsletter that's in there. We don't have a new one that's been released yet, but any other news or newsletters, they would be under news. Social media. Social media is just what it is. It connects you to our social media pages: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Of course, you will need to have your own account because it will ask you to log in to your account. And of course, all these things don't have to be done on the phone. You just have the option of doing them here because, everybody's carrying around a phone. Training. Training has onboarding, deep dive training, and leadership. And we're constantly making some changes to this to add whichever different trainings. Sometimes I have things in recording and maybe they need to be in training. So any suggestions in this area will add to training. And the onboarding is actually the compensation training video. And there is a new one that Phyllis has done. We'll probably add to this area. Sales Academy, we're going to be upgrading the Sales Academy onboarding to definitely include Scott Reese's teachings regarding the spheres and things, anything that we need to share with a person from the very beginning. As soon as we'd like to say 24 to 48 hours of the time that they pull the trigger and become a member of Akana, a business partner. All right, so that's onboarding. And then leadership trainings that may be done periodically throughout Akana. So that's the stuff that's usually under training. Most of these are also under recording. So if you see recordings are recordings of any meetings that are done corporately, like the meeting that was done prior to this one. It'll be listed here. And it's changed its face. So it looks different from the way it looked before. So now you see the category. So when you think about what's going to be here, you got to think about what the category is. Is it a morning conference call? So anytime a person misses anything, they have access to come right here to their app. There's no excuse for not staying up to date because it's right here for you. And you can be out and about. I listen to so many videos while I'm in transit going from point A to point B. Everywhere we drive here in Texas is 30, 45 minutes, right? It's nothing's around the corner. So it's a great time to hear things. So now you've got it right there accessible to you. So if it's a morning call, just press that morning call, right? And if it's a team member, they didn't get it, and they just are saying, can you send it to me? Well, there you are, share. But the whole purpose of everybody having the app is so that you don't have to do that extra work. Now you can send it to them by text, by mail, by copying, whatever method that you need to do to get that to them. All the hair shows with trichologist Doris Mosley, the Tuesday night wellness events, Dr. Betty and whoever her guests are. The Thursday conference call, that's the Thursday night call that Kathy Weathersby does along with other members. A lot of good testimonies are come out of those. The Saturday morning overview, that's the one that was at 10 a.m. today. The Flat Belly Lifestyle Sunday, that's the 5 p.m. every Sunday. The Flat Belly Lifestyle videos, I just separated these into two different things because I'm just starting to pick up other things. Now, you notice some of them are kind of grayed out here because they don't have a thumbnail, but they still work. So don't worry about it being grayed out. You can still play it. I can't play it on my phone right now, but you can still play these whether they're grayed out or not. Okay, you'll still be able to push them. People have asked about It's the Food. There it is. The Clean the Colon. There it is. The detox preparation. That's the one I have with Minister Mooney. That was part 2 when they did that live where he talks about the food that he cooked that day. Just tons and tons of different videos that are related to the Flat Belly lifestyle. And as I find different ones, found this one recently by this young lady. She's a fitness person and it's real quick. And she talks about what to eat and it's great. The trainings by Scott Reese right here. That was last week's. Last week, if you didn't see last week's training, you need to see this training. 3 things network marketers need. Products, these are just about some product testimonies. The scan analysis. If you got people that have done a scan and maybe they didn't get the analysis of what their scan was, these are done. I've done them, Dr. Prince has done them, and so those are here. Even testimonials, we got a lot of new testimonials that Melissa has put together that look really good. So you're able to use these, listen to them yourself. Like Scott says, don't give somebody some food you haven't eaten yourself. So make sure you listen to them because you can know what they're related to when you run into that person who says, will it help this? Will it help that? The community detox is what we've been doing on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday nights. So those are there. And motivational videos. If you're just on a day that you just need some motivation, and maybe you can go here and find something as we add others, share others with me. We'll put them on there and just keep us all motivated. And lastly, this was a training, which probably needs to go under training of tax strategies that Marsha Webb shared with us that Phyllis Nash brought her to the table to share with us about tax strategies. So that's all about recordings. And then the last 3, business card. Yep, your business card is there. It's a generic business card, but it does have you as a brand ambassador. It's related to your name. So it's a quick way to share it with somebody. You can share the link, you can share the QR code. If you don't know about QR codes, it's the wave, it's where we are in the world that we live in. People just take their phone and just point towards it, and the whole whatever that QR code represents comes up in your phone. You can click share the link, and then you can send that link to somebody by text or by email or whatever method you want to do, or you can just actually share the whole QR code, the actual look of it. Just know that you can't have your phone and do it at the same time. So the QR code, somebody else has to have their phone. You can't use your phone and do it. Now, right now, you could use your phone and pull it up and look at this QR code, but guess what? It's my website. Okay, so be careful. Now, the leadership, the leaderboard. You want some motivation? You want to get motivated and see who's on the leaderboard? Here it is, right there. So look at there. Number 1 on the leaderboard as it relates to distributors enrolled. You see that where it says distributors enrolled? Who is that? Bernadine Kirkland. Look at that. See, motivate yourself that you want to get on this leaderboard. And this is the top, how many? Damn, look how many. Goodness gracious. The top 200. So, hey, if you want to just get on the top 200 and work your way up, and that can motivate you. Now, that was what? Distributors enroll. And this is the same information. Where is it coming from? It's coming from your website. So if I press right there where it says distributors enroll, that little up and down arrow, now I can change that to distributors sales. And we see the top, look at there, Kathy Weathersby is number 1 on there. And then if I go here, And this thing changes a drop of a hat. Customers enrolled. There's Bernadine Kirkland again. All right. And then we go to customer sales. And that's Ernestine Davis. And then we go to income earners. And that's Willie Mooney. See, so you motivate yourself. Hey, I want to get on the leaderboard, at least in the top 200, right? All right. And then last one is ranks. And this just shows you rankings that you are. And this is being updated to give a better understanding. So I wouldn't leave too much credence to this particular section here, because we haven't gotten this one perfected yet to the point where it's understandable about what you're looking at. Okay. And then last but not least, there's some icons down here at the bottom. I've already gone through the bell, but the one that looks like a half moon, that shows you your current, shows you what's going on, highest rank, paid rank, diamond rank, all of that. And then, wait, hold on, let's see. Okay, yeah, that moves, slides over to the left, and keeps showing you your genealogy, all that stuff that's in your data viewer. You can see a lot of this right here. I'm sliding to the left as I'm going across, right? And then last but not least is the settings. And that's the little wheel, and that shows you your settings, your password, all of that. Don't want to mess with it, but that's what that is. All right. And that is everything that's on our app. All right. Any questions?
Dr. Roz, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Wanda. I was trying to at least show I'm a real person.